What if I told you that the world's biggest tech companies, Amazon and Uber, lost a war to a startup that once operated from a small Delhi apartment? This is the untold story of how Zomato crushed the giants. In 2017, when Uber Eats entered India with billions in funding, everyone thought local players like Zomato were finished. Amazon joined the fight in 2020 with even deeper pockets. But here's the twist. By 2022, both these giants had given up and left India. Uber actually paid Zomato to take over their business. Amazon quietly shut down. Today, Zomato owns 58% of India's food delivery market and is worth 2.47 lakh crore rupees. How did David beat not one but two Goliaths? The answer will change how you think about business forever. Picture this, you are in 2008. Two friends, Dipinder and Pankaj, are sitting in their office cafeteria. They are hungry but don't know which restaurant to order from. The paper menus are old and torn. That's when they get an idea. What if we put all restaurant menus online? They started with just one restaurant. Today that idea is Zomato, delivering 2 million orders every single day. But this isn't just another startup success story. This is about how being smart beats being rich, how understanding your home beats having a famous name, and how patience beats aggression every single time. See, when Uber Eats came to India, they thought it would be easy. They had conquered America. They had unlimited money. They had the world's best technology. But they forgot one thing. India is not America. And Zomato? They had been preparing for this fight for 10 years without even knowing it. Today, I'll show you 3 things. Why having more money doesn't guarantee winning, how Zomato turned Uber's strength into weakness, and what lessons can you learn and apply in your own life. Let's dive in. Here's what everyone missed. When Uber Eats entered India in 2017, they thought they were competing with a food delivery company. Wrong. Zomato wasn't a delivery company. They were a relationship company. Think about it like this. Imagine you're in school. There's a new student who joins in 10th grade. They're rich, smart and confident. But you've been making friends since 1st grade. You know everyone's birthdays, their favorite food, their secrets. Who do you think the class will trust more? That's exactly what happened here. Since 2008, Zomato had been building friendships with restaurants. Not just delivering food, just helping people find good places to eat. They knew which restaurant owner had kids, which chef was planning to expand, which places needed help with photos. By the time they started delivery in 2015, they had relationships with 50,000 restaurants. 50,000! When Uber came in 2017, they tried to sign up the same restaurants. The conversation went like this. Hey, we are Uber Eats. Join our platform. Who are you? We are the world's biggest cab company. But I've been working with Zomato for 7 years. They helped me when nobody knew my name. And here's the killer part. Zomato did not even plan for this. They were just trying to help people find good food. But those relationships became their secret weapon. Lesson number 1. Relationships built over years are worth more than money spent in months. Uber treated India like America. In America, everyone has credit cards. In India, 70% of people paid cash, especially at that time. Uber's app couldn't handle cash properly for 6 months. Amazon made similar mistakes. They launched in just one small area of Bangalore. They offered restaurants lower fees, just 6% compared to Zomato's 20%. Sounds good, right? Wrong again. Restaurants said, 6% is nice, but you only cover 10 streets. Zomato covers the whole city. How will I make money from 10 streets? It's like opening a shop in your bedroom and wondering why the whole city isn't coming to buy. Meanwhile, Zomato understood India. They knew aunties wanted to pay cash. They knew people cared about vegetarian-only delivery preferences. They knew Indians checked reviews for every single dish, not just the restaurant. Here's an interesting example. Zomato created something called Pure Veg Mode. Separate delivery bags, separate delivery boys, everything separate for vegetarian food. Uber and Amazon, they did not even know that this mattered for a significant portion of their customers. Lesson 2. You can't win in somebody else's home by playing by your own rules. By 2019, Uber Eats was bleeding money. They were losing 125 crore rupees every quarter. That's like burning 1.4 crore rupees every single day. The CEO in America said, every Uber business must become number 1 or number 2 in their market or we are shutting them down. In India, Uber Eats was at number 3. Zomato saw their chance. Instead of fighting, they made an offer Uber couldn't refuse. Sell us your India business. We'll give you shares in our company. You stop losing money, we grow bigger. Everyone wins. So in January 2020, the deal was done. 1,500 crore rupees for the entire Uber Eats India business. But here's the genius part. Zomato did not pay any money for Uber Eats. They gave Uber shares in Zomato. So if Zomato succeeded, Uber would still make money. Overnight, 50,000 Uber delivery boys became Zomato delivery boys. Thousands of restaurants switched. Millions of customers downloaded the Zomato app. They went from struggling to win to becoming the clear leader. It's like playing chess. Sometimes the best move isn't to capture the opponent's pieces, it's to turn them into your own pieces. Amazon watched this and realized they had no chance. 2 years later, they quietly shut down too. Lesson 3. Sometimes the smartest victory is turning your enemy into your friend. So how can you use these lessons? Here's the framework Zomato used that anyone can copy. Let's call it the local champion playbook. Step 1. Build before you battle. Zomato spent 7 years building relationships before even entering delivery. They became friends with restaurants when there was no competition. When the war started, they already had an army. You can do this too. You want to start a business? First, spend time understanding your customers. Build trust. Solve smaller problems. When competition comes, people will stick with who they trust. Step 2. Turn weakness into strength. Zomato had less money than Uber, so they focused on things money couldn't buy. Local knowledge, cultural understanding, personal relationships. Ask yourself, what do I know that outsiders don't know? Maybe you understand your college better than anyone else, or your neighborhood, or maybe your hobby. That knowledge is your superpower. Step 3. Win without fighting. Instead of competing on price, which they would obviously lose, Zomato competed on value. They helped restaurants with supplies, training, and technology. They became partners, not just platforms. In your life, don't just think about beating others. Think about how you can help them win too. The best businesses make everyone around them successful. Step 4. Play the long game. Uber wanted profits in just 2 years. Zomato took 13 years to become profitable. But guess who won? Whether it's studying, building skills, or growing a business, patience beats speed. Compound growth beats quick wins. Every single time. The local champion playbook framework works because it uses advantages that money can't buy. Things like trust, knowledge, relationships, and patience. Look at where we started. 2 friends with torn paper menus in a cafeteria. Today, those same friends run a company worth more than many countries' GDPs. They beat Uber, a $150 billion company. They beat Amazon, a $2 trillion company. Not with money, not with tech, but with something much more powerful. Understanding. Zomato's story teaches us 3 things. First, relationships matter more than resources. Those 10 years of helping restaurants, that became their wall against competition. Second, local knowledge beats global power. Knowing that Indians care about vegetarian preferences, that's worth more than all of Uber's algorithms. Third, patience beats aggression. Zomato took 13 years to become profitable. Uber wanted profits in just 2 years. Guess who's still standing? But here's what I want you to remember. Every giant can be defeated. Every Goliath has a weakness. And every David, that's you, has a slingshot. Your slingshot might be knowing your local market better, or having patience when others want quick wins, or building trust when others throw money. The question is, what's your advantage that money can't buy? Think about it. And while you do, hit subscribe because next week I'll come up with another interesting case study showing how an underdog stood up against a much bigger rival. Do you have another interesting business that you would like me to cover? Tell me in the comments below. If you found this interesting, don't forget to watch the whole video on YouTube.